أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهلل فلا مضل له ومن يهلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله قولا سديدا يصلح لكم ويغفر لكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يهد الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما ثم أما بعد. All praise and thanks be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We praise Him and we seek His help. We seek protection from the evils of ourselves and the bad results of our actions. Whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides right, no man can lead astray. And whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala leads astray, no man can guide right. And I openly bear witness that there is none worthy of worship except for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sahbihi is a slave, servant, and messenger. O you who believe, fear Allah ta'ala as He should be feared and die, not accepting the state of Islam as Muslimun. O mankind, be dutiful to your Lord, who created you from a single person, Adam alayhi wa salatu wa salam. And from Him He created many men and women. Fear Allah, and do not cut off your ties of kinship. He, Allah, put your deeds in the right state for you, forgive you your sins, your faults, and whoever follows Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has indeed achieved the great success. Verily the finest of speech is the speech of Allah Ta'ala in the Quran. And the best of guidance is the guidance of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And the worst of affairs are no doubt the newly invented matters. Verily every newly invented matter is innovation. And for every innovation is a misguidance. And for every misguidance is the blazing fire. May Allah protect us from that. Ameen. But what is to proceed? The angel Jibril alayhi wa salatu wa salam, he asked Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, what is Islam? He said, it is the 5 pillars of Islam, or the aspects of the limbs. He said, and what is Iman? He said, it is what we call the 6 articles of faith, or the aspects of the belief of the heart. He said, what is Islam? This perfection. He said it is as if you live life as if you can see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but for sure you cannot. But know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees you. And this, in its mobility, is what we would consider tawheed. This is a taqwa, right? The greatest thing that we have is a taqwa. It is not our nationality, our culture, our tajweed, or any of these aspects of your deen, because why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us what? None of your deeds will get you into paradise. So do good deeds continuously, even if they're small in number, because it's only the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we're searching for. We must know that faith increases and decreases through those levels of Islam, Iman, and Ihsan. And as we have now embarked upon one of those pillars of Islam, right? The Hajj. One of the major pillars of Islam. Alhamdulillah, we got to celebrate our Eid. But as of right now, we have companions who are at Hajj. So it's only befitting that we speak about Hajj, inshallah. Allah tells us in the Quran about our father Ibrahim. Well, he said, إن إبراهيم كان أمة قانتا لله حنيفا ولم يكن من المشركين شاكرا لأنعمه اجتباه وهداه إلى صراط مستقيم وأعطينا في الدنيا حسنة وآخرة لمن الصالحين. He says in these verses in Surah al-Nahl about our father Ibrahim. He said, verily Abraham alayhi wa salatu wa salam, was an ummah, or a nation, obedient to Allah, Hanifi, worshipping none but Allah. And he was not of those who were a mushrikun, a polytheist, an idolater, a disbeliever in the oneness of Allah, and those who joined partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He was thankful of Allah's favors on him. He, Allah, chose him as an intimate friend and guided him to the straight path, and gave him good in this world and good in the hereafter. He will be amongst the righteous. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala went on to say about our father Ibrahim, then we have sent the revelation to you, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, saying, follow the religion of Ibrahim, Hanifi. Right? And he was not of the mushrikun. Right? Alhamdulillah. So we see that we are on the millah, we are on the uswa, the way of Ibrahim. And all of our aspects of those 5 pillars of Islam, they trace back to Ibrahim in one way or another. But what's more important is, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in those verses, that he took Ibrahim as an intimate friend. Alhamdulillah. What better friend can you have than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Right? And the question is, how do you and I grow close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to seek this friendship? It's narrated Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Allah said, which is a Qudsi hadith, I will declare war against him who shows hostility to a pious worshipper of mine. And the most beloved thing which my slave comes nearer to me is what I have enjoined on him. And my slave keeps coming closer to me through performing the nawafil, performing the extra good deeds, till I love him. Then I become the senses of his hearing with which he hears, and his senses of his sight with which he sees, and his hands with which he grips, and his legs with which he walks. And if he asks me, I will give him. And if he seeks refuge or protection, I will protect him. Meaning give him refuge. And I do not hesitate to do anything as I hesitate to take the soul of the believer. For he hates death, and I hate to disappoint him. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We see that this deen is easy. You want to become a friend of Allah, you do the simple acts that He told us about the 5 pillars of Islam. This is ibadah. So I call you ibadallah, la taqwallah. Let us mind our manners, and let us do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said do. This religion is like Nike, on a small level. We just do it. Allah tells us when to do it, and we do it. Alhamdulillah. Allah tells us more about this love that He had with Ibrahim. Right? In Surah An-Nisa, where He said in Surah Ayat 125, He said, and who can be better in religion than one who submits his face, meaning himself, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he is a muhsin, a good doer, and follower of the religion of Ibrahim, Hanifi, worshipping none but Allah. And Allah did take Ibrahim as a khalil, an intimate friend. So again, we too can become friends with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the acts of ibadat. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam also tells us about how to become friends with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah tells us, He told Rasulullah, He said, say, قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تَحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي. He said, say, O Rasulullah, right? If you love Allah, then follow me. Allah will love you. He will forgive your sins, and He is al-Ghafur Rahim. Please, brothers, scoot up. Please scoot up. So it is by clinging to this Quran and this Sunnah, as Rasulullah said in his Hajj to Wada, he said, I leave you with 2 matters. If you hold on to them, you won't go astray. And it is the Quran and the Sunnah. Ibrahim, he was upon Tawheed, our first pillar of Islam. Well, Allah tells us in Surah al-Imran, Abraham was neither a Jew nor Christian. He was of the true Muslim, Hanifi, true Islamic monotheism, to worship none but Allah alone. And he was not of the al-Mushrikun. Verily amongst mankind was he who is the best claim to Ibrahim, is he who follows him, and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and those who believe, the Muslims with him. And Allah is their wali, the protector and helper of the believers, alhamdulillah. Ibrahim, he is also closely associated with our salah, right? Because for one, we know that in the direction when the stone fell down, him and his son Ishmael, they built the Kaaba with it. They built the Kaaba with it and called us to it, right? So inshallah, that will cover too, Hajj, and also the prayer direction, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in Surah Hajj, Surah 22. And remember when we showed Ibrahim the site of the sacred house, the Kaaba in Mecca, saying, associate not anything in worship with me. La ilaha illallah. None has the right to be worshipped but Allah. And sanctify my house for those who circumvent it, and those who stand up in prayer, and those who bow down, submit themselves with humility and obedience to Allah, and those who prostrate in prayer. And again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed us how He honored Ibrahim in our salah. It's narrated, al-Rahman bin Abi Layla, he said that Ka'b bin Ujir met me and said, shall I not give you a present that I've gotten from the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? Rahman said, yes, give it to me. He said, we asked Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, O Allah's Messenger, how can we ask Allah to send salawat upon you and Ahl al-Bayt, the members of the household or those who follow him closely? For He taught us how to greet you. He said, say, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Meaning, Oh Allah, send your salah, your grace, your honor, your mercy on Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam and the family of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, or the followers of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, as you have sent it upon Ibrahim alayhi wassalatu wassalam, and the family of Ibrahim and the followers of Ibrahim alayhi wassalatu wassalam. Oh Allah, send your blessings on Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam and the family of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam and the followers of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, as you have sent it on Ibrahim alayhi wassalatu wassalam and the family of Ibrahim alayhi wassalatu wassalam and the followers of Ibrahim. Alhamdulillah. And all of these aspects, of our deen, 5 pillars of Islam, go back to Ibrahim. Brothers and sisters, if you can scoot up as much as possible, inshallah. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in Surah 22, al-Hajj, ayat 78, where He says, and strive hard in Allah's cause, as you ought to strive, with sincerity and with all effects, that His name should be superior. He has chosen you to convey His message of Islamic monotheism to mankind and inviting them to the religion of Islam, and has not laid upon you in religion any hardship. It is the religion of your father Ibrahim. It is He, Allah, who has named you Muslims before, both in this book and in the books before us. And the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam be a witness over you, and you be a witness over mankind. So perform the salah, aqim as-salah, and give the zakat, and hold fast to Allah. What an excellent mawla, patron, Lord, and what an excellent helper. Now we must realize that as for Ibrahim, we must realize, how did he become so close to Allah? How did he get this title of Khalif? Right? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tested him much. And every time we are tested, we need to look back at the test of Ibrahim and the test of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because we know what? They asked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who goes through the most tests, the most harsh test? He said the prophets. He said, and then who? He said, then the believers. So believe me, you and I, inshallah, if we are ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, then we should be going through some sort of test. And Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, he said that the Masjid of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if Allah wants good for someone, He afflicts him with trials. So again, it's something we should be expecting. But let me say this, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran. Let's give bashir al-bashir. Let's give glad tidings to those who are patient with the test of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أقول هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على خير المرسلين النبي أمتي وعلى آله وصحبه وأجمعين وثم أما بعد. Let us look at some of the tests that Ibrahim went through. Now we know that Ibrahim was amongst a group of people who worshiped the idols. And even his father was of those who were the maker of the idols. And as we know, Ibrahim, they said he lied on 3 occasions. And one of those occasions is when they had a festival. This particular festival, all of the people in the town went out of the town. And Ibrahim, he claimed to be sick or something like that. And he went and he broke all of the idols. And after he broke all of the idols, he left one. He laid the sword beside it. When the people came back from their festival, they asked him, he always is talking about this one God. Let's ask him if he knows what happened to our idols. They asked him, he said, I don't know, ask the big one. They said, it doesn't talk, it doesn't answer. He said, so he started to ask them questions about these idols. And inshallah ta'ala, we be very careful with pointing the finger at people, because we too make idols for things that are simple things. The TV can become an idol. Work can become an idol. Anything that we put between us and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is an idol. And we should be careful to steer clear from those things. Put everything in its proper place. Allah comes first. Allah tells us about what the people of Ibrahim said after he questioned them about the validity of their idols. Allah says in Surah Al-Anbiyaa, ayat 24, He said, So nothing was the answer of Ibrahim alayhi wasalam's people, except they said, let's kill him or let's burn him. Then Allah saved him from the fire. Verily, in this are indeed signs for people who believe. You see, we face some opposition about our Islam. Sometimes we in school and maybe people don't accept our deen so well, or we, as we go to work or so forth and so on, we see it on the news, and every time you look on the news, they portray the Muslims as some sort of terrorists. So we have some issues, but no, his whole town, everybody wanted to kill him. Everybody. And it's amazing that sometimes in this day and time, let's say you are one who accepted Islam. In other words, you were not as Muslim in the beginning. And your family members may say, what are you doing? What's going to happen in the hereafter? But as for Ibrahim, his father threatened to kill him. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in Surah Maryam, Surah 19, ayat 43, where Ibrahim said, "Oh my father, verily there has come to me knowledge that has not come to you. So follow me. I will guide you to the straight path. Oh my father, worship not the shaitan. Verily shaitan has become a rebel against my most gracious Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh my father, verily I fear lest the torment of former grievous from the most gracious Allah should overtake you. So you become of the companions of the shaitan in the hereafter, in the hellfire." He, his father, said, "Do you reject my God, O Ibrahim? If you stop not this, I will indeed stone you. So get away from me safely before I punish you." Ibrahim said, "Peace be unto you. I will ask forgiveness from my Lord for you. Verily, he is unto me ever most gracious." And there are so many tests of Ibrahim that we don't have time to go into them. But in closing, I will share that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that our wives and our children can sometimes be a test to you, and in some other wording, an enemy to you even. Let us look at Ibrahim alayhi wassalatu wassalam. Was he not tested with his son? This is zakat. He was going to offer his son as a sacrifice, mashallah, tabarakallah. But let us look at Ibrahim. Narrated Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhu on the authority of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, when Ibrahim alayhi wasallam had differences with his wives because of her jealousy of Hagar, Ishmael's mother. He took Ishmael and his mother and he went away. And he had water skins which contained some water. Ishmael's mother used to drink the water from the water skin so that her milk would increase for her child's milk. When Ibrahim reached Mecca, he made her sit down under a tree and afterward returned home. Ishmael's mother followed him. And when he reached Qada, she called unto him from behind, "O Ibrahim, to whom do you leave us?" He said, "I leave you to Allah." She said, "I am satisfied with Allah." So she returned to the place and started drinking the water from the water skins. And the milk increased for her child. When the water had all been used up, she said to herself, "I better go look and see if there's somebody." She ascended the Safa mountain and looked, hoping to find someone, but in vain. When she came down the mountain, she ran till she reached a Marwa mountain. She ran to and fro between the two mountains many times. Then she said to herself, "I better go and see what is the state of the child." So when she went to the child, she found he was in a state where he was about to die. She could not endure to watch it dying. So she said to herself, "I better go and look and see if I can find somebody." She went and ascended a Safa mountain and looked to walk for a long while, but could not find anybody. Thus she completed 7 rounds of running between Safa and Marwa. Again, she said to herself, "I better go back and see what is the state of the child." But suddenly a voice that she felt was strange said, lo, it was Jibril alayhi wassalatu wassalam who had the voice. Jibril alayhi wassalatu wassalam hit the earth with his heel And this is one of those hadiths that you have to do an illustration. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he narrated this hadith, he hit his heel. And when Ibn Abbas, radiallahu anhu, when he did this hadith, he hit his heel. And everyone who narrates this hadith should hit their heel in demonstration of what Jibreel alayhi wasallam did. So the water gushed out. Ishmael's mother was astonished and started digging. Abu Qasim, our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said if it had not been for her messing with the earth, it would have ran all over the earth. Right? We find that Ibrahim, he started to live, obviously. Ishmael, he lived after that. He was on the brink of death. But his mother started to drink that water, and her breast milk came, and the people from Jurham, they came to that town and they saw birds flying, and they said, it's astonishing, only a bird would fly where there's water. So they said, life can come here. So they asked her, can they live there? Of course, we find that Ishmael ended up marrying a woman from that tribe. After marrying a woman from that tribe, his father did visit him later, and he said to him, he came and visited and he saw that his wife was there. When he saw his wife was there, he said, what is your condition? She complained. She complained about her condition. We don't have much money. And Ibrahim said to his wife, tell Ishmael to change his gait. When she came back, she narrated to him, Ishmael, what had happened. The old man came to me and he said, change your gait. He said, that was my father Ibrahim. He told me to divorce you, so go back to where you were. He divorced her. Later he came back again. It's unfortunate that in the Injil it doesn't give us a lot of information of how Ishmael and Ibrahim alayhi salam continued to mix and mingle. But they did, obviously. He came back and what he found was, he had a different wife. He asked her, how was she? She said, alhamdulillah, my husband is great. He's wonderful. MashaAllah. Ibrahim told her, tell Ishmael to keep his gate. So as you see, there were a lot of tests that Ibrahim faced. But one of the biggest tests is our wives and our children. He stayed in contact with his wives and his children. This is a challenge. This is a test for us. But there are many tests in this deen. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا وهو العزيز الغفور. Blessed is he in whose hand is the dominion, who created life and death, that he may test you to see who is the best indeed. So we're going to be tested. But I remind you, as I remind myself in closing, that Ibrahim alayhi wassalatu wassalam was also tested when the people of his town decided to throw him into that fire. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was also tested when they said a great army is coming for you. We know how their weapons were, how many they had, and so many more came with great weapons. He said, so fear them. And both Ibrahim and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, what? Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. If there's nothing else you take from me today, inshallah ta'ala, you take this with you. This is the dhikr that Ibrahim taught us. It's in the Quran. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. For us, Allah is sufficient and He is the best disposed of the affairs. Brothers and sisters in Islam, ibadallah wa taqwallah. Let us draw near to Allah with this hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. Let us expel these idols that are between us and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And let us try our best to do good in this world, even if this is small. As Rasulullah said, and I'll say it again, do good deeds, even if they're small in number, because for sure none of your deeds will get you into paradise. If it's not for the mercy of Allah, none of us will make it. They said, even you, Ya Rasulullah? He said, even me. So we are searching for the mercy of Allah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك ونشهد ان لا اله الا انت واستغفرك واتوب اليك. ربنا اتنا في الدنيا حسنه وفي الاخره حسنه وقنا عذاب النار. سبحان الله وبحمده وأدق خلقه ورضا نفسه وزينة عرشه ومداد كلماته. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عني. اللهم إني أسألك العافية يا مقلب القلوب ثابت قلبك على دينك. حكيم الصلاة.
Brother, I have some big sacrifice meat for some families. If somebody don't have an animal sacrifice, so they can take after Salat. Alhamdulillah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Hayya ala salah, hayya ala falah. Hayya ala salah, hayya ala falah. Qad qamatis salah, qad qamatis salat. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah.
Inshallah, we will remember our Hajj. So all of the people who are at Hajj, we beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for their safe return. Ameen. And inshallah ta'ala, we'll remember all of ours who passed away, all of our loved ones who passed away. And in this dua, in this prayer, inshallah. And we'll make the salat as if we won't be here for the next, because for sure, we're not guaranteed. We never know when the angel of death is coming, inshallah. Bismillah. Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو العالم الغيب والشهادة هو الرحمن الرحيم. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن والسلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر سبحان الله عما يصرفون. هو الله الخالق الباسط المصور له الأسماء الحسنى يسبح له ما في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. I got a message from the Imam this morning. He said that he is in Medina at this point and he wanted to send his salams to you guys. And I told him that I would relay that message and we will also continue to make dua for his safe return, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah.